Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 3rd of July, 1994. It's the 4th of July weekend, the annual Old Car Show in Allenton, Wisconsin. This marks the 12th annual Old Car Show. And once again, we're back. Welcome everybody. My name is Jim German. And this is another production for the West Bend Community Cable Public Access Channel. And like I said just a moment ago, we're here at the 12th annual Allenton Old Car Show, and I'm standing here with a couple of gentlemen who are responsible for this show. On my right is Mel Calise. Mel, how are you today?
Oh, I'm just fine. It's a great day.
It's a beautiful day. Mel, I think you're the president, aren't you?
Yeah, I just started in this position here yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday?
Yeah,
well,
right.
Welcome aboard. And on my left is Darnell, and Darnell, let me read that. Darnell Berg. Darnell, what's your responsibility here today?
I am the car show chairman. I take care of things with the car show gates and things like that, the ballots and whatever you have.
Okay. Well, you're the car show chairman. I happen to have an old car. We're standing in front of it right now. This is hardly an example of what kind of cars you're getting in here today. This one is unrestored, but you must be getting some beauties in here today.
We sure are. It's unbelievable, the nice cars. We just took a walk here about 10 minutes ago, and one is nicer than the other one. I mean, it's going to be very hard to judge. Thank God it's up to the people themselves to judge these.
Okay, let me ask a question to Mel now. Mel, this looks like an awfully big crowd. Can you give us an estimate of what the crowd is? How big?
I would guess compared to other years, we're running about probably 6,500 public attendance.
65, so that's 6,500 people, and how many cars in Mel, too?
We got about 350, 360 cars at this point in time, right?
You got room for one more, I hope.
Oh, sure. There's always room for one more.
What's the most cars you've ever had?
We probably have had, I would say, probably about 410, somewhere in that area. The last couple of years, we have started our bottom of the show car area exit. Therefore, when we get cars coming in on the top, when they want to leave, they can exit the bottom. It just makes a better arrangement of the traffic sure. On the car grounds. You know.
The entrance here is quite narrow, and I imagine it kind of backs up like a bottleneck.
Right. When you get two-way traffic, going two ways, it causes problems, but we eliminated that, so we might get a few more cars because of that,
And I'm guessing we're up quite a bit from last year. This, in fact, marks the 1-year anniversary of me doing this kind of stuff. I started out last year with this, and I enjoyed it, and I've been having a good time with this kind of stuff. But we're up from last year, right?
In what?
In car attendance?
I would say we're probably doing about the same, really.
Okay. Well, it is pretty crowded here today.
We are limited as far as car space here. We only have room for about 350 or 60 all at one time cars. Given the fact that we have a bottom exit driveway, we can get 400, 410 as the revolution goes around, so that's a big advantage for us.
Well, let me ask Darnell here then about the classes, and maybe we can get some information for folks who want to register for next year. Darnell, give us a rundown on the classes and how many trophies in each category.
Well, we have A through M, and this year we also added the best of the Mustang class. We're honoring the 30th anniversary of the Mustang.
The 1964 edition, I'm guessing.
Right. So in the A class, we have 2 trophies we'll be giving away. Be 1934 and older, originally and restored. B class, 1935 to 1949. C class, 1950 to 1954. D class, 1955 to 1957. E class, 1958 to 1964. F class to 1965, 1968. G class, 1969 and newer. The H class, street rod, customized or modified car, to 1949. The I class, street machine, customized or modified car, 1950 or newer. The J class, the trucks, original or restored, 2 or 4-wheel drive. The K class, again trucks, customized, modified, 2 or 4-wheel drive. The L class, special interest, sports cars, vans, replica cars, scooters, all others. And we also have the best of show, and like I said at the beginning, we also are honoring the Mustang 30th anniversary, so we will be giving away an extra plaque more than we did all the other years.
Okay, now Darnell, once again, each one of these 13, 14 classes would get 2 trophies.
They would get 2 trophies all the way, yes.
Okay, now anybody who wants to enter their car for next year, how would they go about that?
Well, they would contact Allenton Lions, or else we have a mailing list.
There must be a pre-registration, I would think.
We have a mailing list that we send out, and they have a pre-register. They can send it back to us.
Okay.
Or else they can register at the gate when they come in.
Okay, and once again, it'll be the 4th of July weekend as it always is.
The first week, always in July, the first Sunday.
Oh, it need not necessarily be the 4th of July weekend.
No.
Okay, I see. And let's get one more question then with Mel. Thank you, Darnell. Mel, you can, as the folks in the background can hear, we have some band really cranking up. We'll be filming that later, but maybe you could give us their name and how long they've been with us.
Okay, the band in the background is Kenny Brandt Band. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Bergie, I think they've been with us for about 6-7 years, something like that.
I think you're right now.
Yeah, on a regular basis. This year, for the first time, we had music from 9 to 12 with the Windriffs, and then at 1 to 4, Kenny Brandt does the job. So it's working out really great.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's really cranking up back there.
Oh, yeah, he puts out a great sound.
I thought that was him from last year, and that's why I asked if he had been here. It turns out he's been here 6 years. Did you have the pancake breakfast again like you always have?
Yes, we have the pancake breakfast from 6:30 to 11:30, I believe. And after that, it's hamburgers, hot dogs, beer, soda, everything that goes with it.
Perfect. And this is a rain or shine event.
Rain or shine, and fortunately we haven't had too much rain over the years, just a few sprinkles here and there, and especially today. It's another great day. We're getting a light breeze off of Lake Michigan, and it's just a comfortable day.
You bet. We're filming this, it's about 20 after 1, and I'd put it about 80 degrees, wouldn't you?
I would say about that area. Yeah, right.
Well,
with very low humidity, so that makes it very, very pleasurable.
You bet. It's a nice day. It's a beautiful day for a car show, folks. And next thing you'll be seeing is what we've got in store here for all you attendees. Hey guys, thanks for the interview.
Jim,
oh,
one more thing.
Hey.
I'd like to show the people the first 350 cars that come through our gates get a dash plaque like this. That's every year that way.
So I'm guessing, Darnell, that you're going to award me this dash plaque because I have an old car and I am coming through the gates. Is that it?
You're right, Jim.
Thank you. And Darnell, thanks for the interview and nice talking to you. Mel, the same with you, and hope to see you again next year.
May I say, Jim, next year you bring this car back in A#1 shape, okay? Is that a deal?
Hey, and I'll go for best of show, huh?
Okay,
right
Mel.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Go.
This, folks, is Richard Wagner, and Richard, you've got a pretty responsible job here. Explain what you do at this function.
Keep a low profile and try staying out of trouble. Make sure nobody sneaks in on me.
Richard is the gatekeeper, and nobody gets in without paying, and nobody leaves. Explain the in-out function here.
Oh, we've got 2 gates. We put one in on the other end of the park last year for the first time, and it worked out real good. We used to have quite a bit of congestion here, and now we got permission to make it a one-way street in the front and one-way going out. Makes things move smoother and keeps people happier.
And Richard, I think you've been doing this year after year for all these years?
Oh, about 10 years now.
It's-
Same place.
This is the 12th annual car show. You've been doing it for 10?
Yes. When I started, the tree where I stand was just a little stub with 2 leaves on it, and I've been coming to miracle growing it, so I got a little shade.
Well, Richard, I wanted to give you a little airtime. I wanted to talk to you in person. Obviously, since this is an old car show, we are not standing in front of an old car. This is some Allenton Fire Department truck. This looks like a relatively new vehicle.
I must have been on break. It snuck in.
Richard, you're in charge of this stuff getting in the door.
We also have the truck here so that if we have to hose down the grounds a little bit for dust, we can water the entrance. And they also are trying to sell this truck.
I see. It's not only just being shown, it is also here for practical purposes. I imagine some of this equipment could start on fire too, and we'd have protection right away.
We sneak a little bit here and there to keep everybody happy and to make sure everything is safe.
Okay, we're going to have to break off this interview. A car's trying to get out, but thanks, Richard. You got to go to work. This is our first car that we're going to look at today, and it's a spectacular Corvette of late model vintage, and the owner here is Diane Takala, I believe, isn't it, Diane?
Yes, it is, Diane Takala.
And Diane, where are you from?
I'm from Germantown.
Oh, well, welcome. Have you ever been here before?
Yes, I've been to the show several times, but this is the first time I've entered a car.
And when was this car completed? Was it here last year?
It was completed late last summer.
I see.
And this is the first show it's been in.
Okay, well, explain a few things about it, the year and what all the outstanding features.
It's a 1969 Corvette. It's a 350 engine in it. The headlights have been covered up and removed. The headlights are now in a custom-made grille underneath where the grille originally is. It has side flares on both the front and the rear. It has a wineberry over silver metallic paint job with clear coat. Other than that, the interior is basically original.
And the engine original?
350 engine original.
Okay. I must admit, Diane, this thing is a showstopper. The color is marvelous. Tell us who did the body work, the paint job, and all that.
Okay, my cousin Jeff Takala, who owns Custom Auto Works, Custom Coach Works actually, did all the body work and the paint work.
All right, it's a beautiful car. And explain the ownership, Diane. You said earlier that you're a part owner of this car.
Yes, I am. A friend of mine, Gail Lidke, is the co-owner.
So how do you fight over this? Who gets it on the weekend?
We don't have to. We usually go to the same shows together.
Oh, that's good. Have you taken any prizes with it?
This is the first show it's ever been in,
Oh.
so this is going to be interesting to see the results from this one. I plan to enter it in a few more this summer.
Oh, you bet. This car is beautiful, and wish you a lot of luck. Thanks for the interview, Diane.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, folks, we've just saw a late model, and now we're looking at an early model. In fact, this is an early model Ford, I'm guessing, and right now the camera is at some memorabilia from this model. These are original documents. I'm talking to the owner. His name is Gary. I believe you're from
Menominee Falls.
Okay, Gary. What's the last name?
Gillen.
Okay, Gary. Welcome to Allenton Old Car Show. I wonder if you've ever been here before.
Yes, this is my 5th year.
Oh, has it? Always with a different car, or is this the same vehicle?
Yeah, this is always a different car.
Uh-huh.
I got 4 Model A's.
4 Model A's. This is an A model, I'm guessing 2832, something like that?
This is a 29.
Okay.
29, yeah. I got a 1928 Sport Coupe, 1929 Coupe, and a 1930 Victoria.
Okay. Vicky, to be more exact, this is a 29, what, two-door?
Two-door sedan, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us some more about it. It looks like it's all original. You haven't started it yet.
Yeah, it's unrestored original. I bought it 2 years ago from the original owner. He has been in storage for 30 years.
Amazing.
And the original owner, he drove from when he bought it at Swenson Ford in Milwaukee on October 15th of 1929. And he drove it till 1964, an everyday car. The car, it runs superb.
It's got 106,000 miles. The motor is untouched, never been rebuilt.
That's a phenomenal story, Gary. You must have, you were really lucky to find something like
Yeah,
this.
it's rare to find Fords like this on any old cars with the original documents, bill of sale and everything. Yeah, he kept everything on the car.
Well, then I'm guessing that you wouldn't street rod this, you'd restore it to original.
Yeah, I'm one for originality. Yeah, I like them original. You know, they're very rare to find them like this anymore.
Yeah, especially this is all metal.
Yeah.
And in very good shape.
Yeah, it's unrestored. The original owner, he brush painted it in 1946.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I found it.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I imagine, will you still have it this year or this time next year?
Oh yeah, I'll still have her.
So we'll take a look at it then, huh?
Okay.
Good. Hey, thanks, Gary.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Yeah, same here. Here's a car from out of the 60s. It's a 427 Cobra. I'm standing here with a gentleman from Fond du Lac, I believe, wasn't it?
Right.
What's your name, sir?
Charlie Burnett.
Charlie Burnett, tell us about the car you brought here today.
Well, I bought this car about 3 months ago. It's actually a kit car. It has, it's built pretty much like the original Cobras. It's got a real 427 Ford 4-speed 9-inch Ford rear end, and pretty much your replica rims, and the tires are about the right size, and it's put together pretty much like the original.
It's the same the actual same 427 engine from Ford?
Right.
From that year?
Right. It's a 66 427 side oiler. Puts out between 450 and 500 horsepower the way it's built.
It's a fun little car. Did you buy the kit, have it put together, or did you bought it from somebody?
I bought it from someone, put together, and then I made a few changes on it to make it more original.
Okay. Did the other person drive it, campaign it at all, or did they just put it together for sale?
800 miles on it in the 4 years since he had built it.
Oh, really? He bought it and only put 800?
Right, and I put about 500 on it since I bought it.
Yeah, I tell you what, this looks like a lot of fun. Charlie,
It's a lot of fun.
do you have a tonneau for it or a hardtop?
No.
I don't notice.
No,
It's
if
just
you
a
get
roadster,
caught-
nothing.
It's just as it is. If you get caught in the rain, it's
Oh,
tough
I'm
beans.
Have you been caught yet?
Just once.
Yeah.
To keep moving, it's not bad.
Well, it's kind of like driving a motorcycle, you know, except you got a radio and a heater.
Except it's harder to hide it when you get caught in the rain.
Yeah. Well, Charlie, I appreciate the interview. It's a beautiful looking car, and many miles of happy motoring to you.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Good.
I'll have it for a long time.
Good, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Here now with a gentleman named Jeff with probably a 70, 71, 72 Chevelle, something.
70 Chevelle, Super Sport.
And Jeff, what's your last name? Where are you from?
Jeff Pedor, I'm from Hubertus, Wisconsin.
All right, Jeff, we're going to have our cameraman, Ralph Manthey. By the way, I forgot to mention, Ralph Manthey is once again our filmer for today. And Jeff, tell us what kind of motor you've got and what you've all done to it.
Well, she's an original red Chevelle. I got the build sheet and the Protecto plate on it. Number matching motor, transmission, rear axle. It's all stock with a little extra chrome. The motor is punched 30 over. Got a 750 double pumper Holly on it.
I
running
see.
good.
I see. Also, it's a 396 with a 4-barrel. I'm sure a Holly, I imagine.
Yeah, Holly 4-barrel, double
Okay.
pumper.
And I notice also the cowl induction. Jeff, could you give us a little background on that? How many years did they actually make that for Chevelle Super Sports?
Well, for the Chevys, Chevelles, they started it in 70 until 72. And what that does is, when you get on it, it increases the vacuum in the motor, and it opens up the flapper door on the hood. And from then, the wind hitting your windshield comes around underneath and feeds into the carburetor for more feed for air.
Okay, and once again, this is a beautiful vehicle, and I'm guessing you're the original owner, did you just say?
No, this car was originally delivered in Cairn Chevrolet out in New Jersey in February of 72.
Uh-huh.
Somehow it was in Florida. That's where the Red Corvette shop found it, the place down in 76th Street in Milwaukee. And a Milwaukee cop, he bought it, Bob Conley. And I purchased it from him in 91.
I see. So, well, okay, so you've only had it a couple of years, but have you done any work to the paint job? Have you done any body work at all?
Yes, I've replaced the front fender. The ball joint went out and caved in the fender a little bit. So I had that fixed up. And basically the body, it's the same paint job the way it was when it came out of Florida.
Well, it's a beautiful car, Jeff, and thanks for the interview. I always enjoy talking to people with this kind of a model.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess you folks have always heard of the expression going like Fury. Well, we have the actual very first Fury that there ever was. I'm standing here with Tom Van Beek. Tom, how are you today?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good. Tell us a little bit about the very first Fury that was ever made.
The first Fury was a limited production for the first 3 years, 56, 57, and 58. There was only 4,484 of the first year made like this one. Only 22 of them had the 2 4-barrel option on it. They only came in one color, white, with the gold trim. Everything about the Fury model is unique to it. The wheel covers, the trim, the engine, the interior. They only came in white with the beige interior. If you'd like, I can open the door. Or...
This once again, you said there was only 22 made with the twin 4-barrels, and in a moment we'll be seeing those. And they were all made. Sir, can we get this gentleman out of the way? We're having a lot of people look. We're having a lot of people look at your car while we're trying to do this interview, Tom. That's a credit to you. Tell us a little bit more about it. How long have you had it?
I bought it in October of 1985. I originally had one of these back in when I was in high school, and then when I went to Vietnam, I had to get rid of it. And I wanted to someday find another one, so when our family got to the point where our house was paid for, we went out searching for another Fury. And this one came from Minnesota.
Did it? You had to drive up there to pick it up, huh?
Yes. We drove it back the same day and ran like a watch.
Let me guess. You didn't put anything into it. No bodywork, no fenders, no paint.
The body was all done when I bought it. It was off the frame restoration. All we did was we put the interior in, the chrome, wheel covers, tires. I took the front end off to detail the motor, and same with the trunk.
Okay, now Ralph, while we're talking, I'd like you to get a look at the motor, and Tom, maybe you can explain a little bit about that motor. You said 22 with the twin 4-barrels, and then you've got one of the 22 that were made.
That's right. The motor is a 303 cubic inch V8. It's called a polyspherical motor. The other performance cars from Chrysler in that area had a Hemi head engine in it. This one in stock form with the single 4-barrel was rated at 240 horse. With the twin 4-barrels and the other cam that gets put in it, this one's rated at 290 horse.
Wow.
This car has power brakes on it, which is the booster here, and the little air tank. You could not get power steering on the ones with the 2 4-barrels because the unit was mounted behind the generator, and the generator sat on top of the intake manifold.
So you've got no power steering?
No, but it steers very easy with the big tires.
Yeah. So then, to wrap the interview up, Tom, let me guess, does in fact this Fury actually go like Fury?
Yes, it does. It's a heavy car from the start. It's a little slower, but once it gets cammed up, it goes like crazy.
Good. And have you ever won anything with the thing? Or
yes, I took first place last year here at the Allenton Car Show.
Well, good for you. And that would be 50, whatever the class.
It's in the 55 to 57 class. Usually we lose to the 55 Thunderbirds and the 57 Chevrolets, but people are starting to notice there was something else made too.
And I think you said too it had a push-button transmission.
Yes.
First year of that.
Yes.
Well, okay, Tom.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and well, good luck to you again this year.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, we got to get this drink out here. I'm talking with a guy named Mark. He's got a 65 327 Corvette that's whiter than white. Mark, what's your last name? Where are you from?
Vince, I'm from Menominee Falls.
Welcome to the Allenton Old Car Show. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Good. I'll tell you, have you been here with this car?
Yeah.
Well, it's a white 65. I'm gonna tell the stuff that I can see, but you fill in the blanks, okay? This is a white 65, triple white. I'm guessing it's got a white interior, white exterior. I'm guessing it's got a white top.
Yep.
I'm wondering, Mark, could you get this car any whiter than you got it?
No, so I wax it some more.
Yeah, good. Tell us about the rest of this thing. What else has got going for it?
Well, it's a 23,000 original mile car, and
You can say that again for the folks who didn't get that originally.
23,000 original mile car.
That's right. That's like 2 years old.
All right, and the guy did a frame-off restoration, a friend of mine.
Like he had to, right?
Yeah, well, it's kind of fussy, and it was bought at Humphrey Chevrolet in Milwaukee in '64, December of '64, and it went down to Florida, and came back here. That's all the history I know about it.
Gee whiz, this is just as immaculate as can be. How long have you owned it, Mark?
3 years now.
Have you won anything anywhere with it?
No, I had it here and lost.
That's amazing. It's a 23,000 mile car. It's virtually 2 years old, and yet it's 30 years old.
Right.
Anything with the motor?
It's restored, but it's original 300 horse, 327.
Okay, and I see also that it's for sale. Just out of curiosity, and for the folks at home or that are going to be watching this, what are you looking for it?
Best offer.
Over 30?
Oh yeah, way over.
50?
No, below that.
Okay, folks, you get that? It's somewhere between 30 and 50.
Yeah.
If you're interested, give Mark a call. Mark, Menominee Falls?
Right.
Do we get the last name?
Yeah, Benz.
Okay, Mark, good luck to you this year for Best of Show. What the hey?
Right, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Well, folks, you can see that today we're dealing in extremes. Just a moment ago, you saw something that couldn't get any whiter. Now you're looking at something that possibly couldn't get any blacker. I'm dealing with the gangster here himself. Your name, Mr. Gangster?
Al Johnson,
And where are you from, Al?
Menominee Falls.
Menominee Falls. A lot of people, a lot of your neighbors are coming up today. A gentleman across the way was just from Menominee Falls. You know that?
Yes, I'm also with the Wisconsin Street Route Association
And where's that based out of?
at Wisconsin. We have members all over the state.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously you don't have a street rod here, or do you? This is. It all depends on what kind of motor you have in here.
That's right. This is what they call a resto rod. It's an original body, restored original body. It's pretty much in original condition. The running boards are still the original 1934 running boards. It's been repainted. Some chrome's been redone on it, but the drive line underneath the motor, transmission, rear end, front end has all been updated, so it's safe to drive.
Okay, and you haven't mentioned what the motor was.
The motor is a 325 horse 327 Chevy with a 350 turbo engine.
Okay.
And it has a Ford rear end, an 8-inch Ford rear end in it.
Okay, and any work with the interior at all?
The interior has been redone, but it's been done as close to original as possible. The front end is a Mustang 2 with rack and pinion, disc brakes, power steering, air conditioning, cruise control, and it has all the newer features, more modern features, and it's very safe to drive.
Looks like a lot of fun too. And how long have you owned this thing?
I've had it about 8 or 9 years.
Whoa, it's been around for a while, huh?
Yes, the car originally came from Janesville, and it wound up in Janesville through one of the members of the Dillinger gang.
Ah!
It was one of his cars originally.
It is the truth.
Yes.
That's why you're calling it the gangster.
Right.
I wanted to know about that too.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like to say about it? It's a kind of an interesting looking vehicle.
No, it's an excellent sport, and we really enjoy driving the car and meeting people and people like you.
Yeah,
and,
good.
And
good. Well, thanks so much for the conversation. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, now folks, read along with me. It's a Buick Grand National 1987. The owner is Jim Larson from Fox Lake, Wisconsin. I'm standing here now with Jim Larson. Jim, nice little vehicle you've got here today.
Yes, it is. I purchased it new in 1987 and really proud of it. I'm taking good care of it. It's got about 22,000 miles on it.
You had this thing brand new. I'll tell you what, 22,000 miles, you don't take it out very often.
Not very often. It's been down to the Nationals in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And last year it was voted to be the third best Grand National Buick in the nation.
Hey, did you hear that, folks? This vehicle that you're looking at is the third best Grand National Buick in the nation.
Right.
Tell me now, tell us a little bit of the history of the Grand National, and the Monte Carlo, that body style. Tell us about that, the years that they made it and that kind of stuff.
Okay. The first Grand National Buick was built in 1982, and there was 215 of them built. That was to put Buick into the Grand National circuit for the Grand National racing. In 1983, they didn't build any. They built a few T-types. In 1984 and 85 and 86, they made just a little over 2,000 each year. And in 1987, they had a run out of them, and they built about 20,000. And 549 were taken and built into Grand National X's, and that was the end. In December, they discontinued building these cars.
So 87 then is the last year, and you, of course, have the last year. Does that also hold true then for the Monte Carlo?
88, they made a run on them, and they still had 88 Monte Carlos and 87 Monte Carlos, yes. But it surprises me, but some were titled as 88 Monte Carlos.
So the Monte Carlo was the last production year for that was 88?
Yes.
Okay. And as you can imagine then, folks, that since this vehicle is no longer produced, it is quite valuable, right?
I believe it is, yes.
It's got some kind of a fuel injection. Maybe you could explain a little bit about that, Jim.
Well, this has sequential fuel injection on it, not throttle body. That's something unique to this car, and it also has a turbo on it, which when the turbo is kicked in and the boost goes up on it, it changes it from a 231 cubic inch motor up to a 462 cubic inch motor. So in a quarter of a mile, this car here will probably run around 1242 at about 109 miles an hour. They were built for drag racing. And
this car here, I'll tell you what, that'll run the rear end off of a lot of motorcycles.
Oh, I don't know about motorcycles, but 10% of the cars. It was the fastest production car built in the 80s other than the ZR1 Corvette.
Wow. Well, it's an outstanding looking vehicle. I imagine you've taken your share of trophies with it also.
I have, yes.
Yeah, good. Well, being third in the nation, what the heck?
Well, at the World of Wheels this year at the Dane County Coliseum, I won first place down there in my class.
Good.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun down there.
Well, welcome to West Bend. Did I get where you're from, Jim? Oh, Fox Lake.
Just a few miles west of here.
Have you ever been to Allenton Old Car Show before?
No, I haven't. This is my first time here.
Well, good. Welcome, and I hope you bring it back again soon.
Okay, I will.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Looking at a tall vehicle this time. It's a Monza, and generally we have a number of different vehicles at the Allenton Old Car Show. This is a 67, did you say? 77. I'm talking with Don what?
Donnie Wilson.
And where are you from, Don?
I'm from West Bend.
Okay. Oh, well, welcome. Tell us what kind of a vehicle you're building here. It looks like some off-roader campaigner that you're making.
Oh, yeah, that's about what it is. It's a 77 Chevy Monza. Its chassis is International Scout. It's about a 73. Just basically built a car. I started always crawling into them, and got to build something that's more suitable to my size.
Yeah. You need a little step ladder to get into this one.
Pretty close. Yeah, I got a lot of projects going on, and this is the first one I've started. I've been on it for about a year and a half now, and it's come along pretty good. We won't probably get it finished until probably next year.
You haven't campaigned it anywhere then yet?
Not really. I got second place out at Jackson Car Show earlier this year. Other than that, it's been pretty much just sitting in a garage.
Second place at the Jackson Car Show. Okay, and of course you've jacked it up a bit and put that isn't a standard motor in this thing, is it?
Well, it's all international. It's International 304, basically by AMC. International took it over, and it's pretty much all the motor and the lower running gear is all International Scout.
But the Monza would have come with a Chevy, right?
Right.
And a small V8.
Yeah, that came with the Chevy 305s. When this one I purchased, it had a 4-cylinder in it, a Chevy 4-cylinder.
That's what I thought.
But it's come along real good. It's one of many projects.
Not only do you make big cars, you make little cars too. This is an exact replica of what you got.
Same thing, yep.
And you had to do a combination deal on this thing too?
Yeah, it's about the same type of thing. We had when I built the model, it was the same as building the real car. You had to move everything forward and custom make everything.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting looking vehicle, Don. I wish you a lot of luck in whatever races you attend in car shows from.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Well, you're looking at a sign now that reads 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air, the Blue Flame, and you'll see in a moment why we're calling it the Blue Flame, and you'll know immediately that it isn't because of its engine, which was the Blue Flame 6. We're standing in front of the most tricked up 55 Chevy Bel Air I've ever seen, and I'm with, what was the name again?
Gary Jeske.
Gary Jeske. Where are you from, Gary?
From Greenfield, Wisconsin.
Gary, I hope you got a half an hour to spend with us, because we got a lot to look at here today. Let's start with the engine. What's all going on in this thing?
Okay, it's a 355 cubic inch Chevy block with the early Corvette 202 heads. Set up with the 88 Camaro tune port fuel injection setup, and I've got it converted over to run on compressed natural gas.
It runs on natural gas, and maybe that's why all this tubing and hosing and stuff is going on?
This is a natural gas setup right here. But it's also a bi-fuel vehicle. It'll run on gasoline also.
Okay.
Because the range on the natural gas with the two tanks is like 90 to 110 miles. So I have to have the backup fuel to get me any farther than that.
Okay. Did you give me the horsepower on that? I didn't get it, Gary.
385 horse estimated. It could be more.
It could be more, folks. It's 385. what's a couple horsepower, my friend?
That's right. It's hard to tell because it wasn't dynoed or nothing.
Okay, and we're calling it the Blue Flame because apparently it had a Blue Flame 6 at one time?
No. The reason we went with the Blue Flame is I work for Wisconsin Gas as a technician
geez.
there. And because natural gas burns blue, we figured we call it the Blue Flame.
I get it. It all ties in now, doesn't it? What you need is one of those little globes on the top of you to tell the temperature or not.
Right, we talked about that.
Did you really?
Yeah. But, I had the car before I started there, and they wanted to convert a car for the trade shows and that, so.
Okay, now, Gary, the camera's pointing to the inside. I want you to go over what we're looking at now on the inside. There's a console of some kind?
Right, there's a laptop computer that's in there, which is used for setting up the CNG when it was installed. It's also used for onboard diagnostics. I can use it for changing fuel management, timing, idle characteristics, more or less change the engine to whatever specs I want at any time.
Right, while in motion.
Well, they don't recommend it because of being a hazard. It's more or less pull it over the side of the road, make your adjustments, hit the enter key, and you're back on the road again.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
And you said CNG, what does that stand for?
Compressed natural gas.
I see.
A lot of people get confused with propane, but it's a different fuel. It's the safest fuel on this earth right now. So.
You bet. Did you put all this stuff together?
I did all the engineering. I did the paint work on it, all the fabricating on it, and everything. So.
Holy cow! Now let me get this straight. You work for Wisconsin National Gas?
Wisconsin Gas. It's our competitor because there's Wisconsin Natural and Wisconsin Gas. I work for Wisconsin Gas.
And I'm guessing you're some kind of a high-tech engineer over there.
I'm a fleet technician there.
Okay. and along with that, obviously, you do a lot of body work because the paint job on here is flawless.
I do everything.
the scalloping, the pinstriping, the lettering. Gary, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay, now Gary, the camera's to the back of the car. Let's see what is all going on back in the trunk. You've lost all your trunk space, but in replace of it, what have we got?
We've got two tanks which are 15 by 35s, which hold roughly about eight and a half therms of gasoline, natural gas. If you convert it over to gasoline, it's a little over 8 gallons of gasoline.
Do you have an actual gas tank besides?
Yes, there's a 15-gallon tank underneath this, all stainless steel.
And that you pump in the normal gas filler area.
It's a normal filling on gasoline.
What would be? Is this the filler area here, or is that the?
The filling area is right in the gas tank door over here on the side. I got it right where the gas cap is, so you can fuel both of them at the same time.
I see. And then what about all the other information, or all the tools
for decoration, just to fill up the trunk to make it look nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that is as neat as a pin. You've got all stainless steel or all chrome tools behind, compressors, and tell us about the gold trimmer on the
well, I just had
taillights.
I had that added on just for a little accent, just to break up the car a little bit, to make it look a little different from all the other 55s and that.
I'll tell you what, you've done that. You've done that in spades. How long have you had this thing, Gary?
I've had it for about 3 years now, and I finished the conversion last April, the gas conversion on it.
Okay, and what about the body and all that? How long has it looked like this?
The body was immaculate. It came up from Missouri. It was a solid rust-free body, so I just more or less just stripped it and painted it.
And how long have you done that?
That was a year and a half ago I did the paint job on it.
Okay, so virtually this car is pretty recent.
Yeah, real recent.
Okay. And I'm guessing you haven't been to many shows then?
This is my 4th show this year. Last year I went to about 15 of them, so.
And how are you doing?
A lot of best of shows, a lot of first places.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah. It's unique. It's different to the public. So, they're trying to figure out what it is and what makes it run, so it's different.
Well, I tell you what, for all the work and money and effort that you've stuck in this thing, you should sure be rewarded handsomely for it.
Just by the compliments from the people is worth everything.
Well, and as always, best of luck to you on this one because it's my vote.
Thanks.
Hey, and thanks for talking to me, Gary. I'm standing here now with Joel Drees, D-R-E-E-S, and is it Drees or Drees?
Drees.
Drees. Okay, Joel, where are you from?
I'm from Greenfield, Wisconsin.
All right, we're getting people from all over here today, and Joel, tell us what you brought along with you today.
This is the famous Lowy Coupe. It's a 1953 Studebaker Starlight Coupe. It is the champion, which means that it has the 6-cylinder engine. The model also came with a V8 engine called a Commander. And I picked the car up just about a year ago. It was owned by a couple in Neenah, Wisconsin, who are no longer with us. Both have died. And I did a bit of restoration on it. I had to do some paint and some mechanical work and Exhaust system, undercoating had to be refurbished.
Did you
pretty
do
good,
the
general? The basic car, pretty decent shape.
Good. Did you do the all of the paint?
The paint was done by an outfit in the Milwaukee area that does Excaliburs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
They send Excaliburs to A Auto from all over the country to be restored. So that is urethane, clear coat over urethane paint.
Is that original color too?
No, it isn't the factory color, but I agonized over this quite a while. The original factory color would have been something called Tahoe Green, which was, just in my opinion, a rather ugly blue-green, and I just couldn't do it.
Well, what I meant was, are both of these colors original to this model?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
This is actually the idea of the original owner. He matched the dashboard around the windows in the interior of the car to this maroon inset.
Okay.
And kind of a neat idea. I got such reaction even with the old paint job, which was pretty ratty, that I decided to do what he had done and kept it the same. This design is fascinating because it has won many, many awards as being one of the 10 best designs of all time.
Well, in fact, you're right, Joel. This car was always ahead of its time. In fact, back in '53, this thing made quite a stir. And of course, a lot of people called them two-rolled corn pickers. I don't know if you knew that, but how do you feel about a nickname like that?
I never heard that one before.
Well, because of its unusual front fender design.
Fender design, yeah. This was the first one where they took the hood and they dropped it below the fenders.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a '53 Ford or Chrysler, and you look at this, you realize how far ahead that was, how radical that was for its time.
Well, it's a beautiful car, and I don't want to spend a lot of time, but Joel, I don't want to take a lot of your time, but thanks so much for talking to us, and you've got a beautiful car.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Look at this little red Roadster. It's a little red Roadster owned by Phil. Phil, what's your last name?
Phil Matt Miller.
Okay, Phil, where are you from?
Milwaukee.
This is a cute little thing. Tell us what you've got here tonight. On the card it says a 29, but fill us all in with this.
It's a 29 Roadster sedan. It's been rebuilt, totally rebuilt, bottom up, all steel body.
So that means then this is an original car.
It's original Model A.
Okay. Including the original flathead V8, I'm guessing?
No, not original. It's flathead started in '32.
Okay. What year would the engine be then?
The engine's a '50 flathead.
Oh, okay. With a couple of Strongbergs on there and a lot of chrome, right?
A lot of chrome, yeah. A lot of aluminum heads.
Oh, good. I'll tell you what, it's a cute little car. It's also got a rumble seat I see in the back.
Yes, it's a rumble seat.
How long have you owned this thing, Phil?
3.5 years.
Fun to drive?
Yeah. Just finished it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is your first entry in a car show, huh?
No, it's its third one.
Oh.
We got 3 other ones.
Wait. Oh, no. This is the first entry for this vehicle in a car show.
No, it's been for 3 shows already.
And you've just finished it last week?
A couple weeks ago.
Wow,
we were at the Fair Park and we're at Father's Day car show.
Oh, gee whiz, you've been busy, huh?
Yeah, and then here.
How's it been performing? Getting any votes?
Very good.
Good.
Very good.
Good. Well, thanks for the little interview. Thanks for the conversation, Phil. It's a beautiful car. I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Well, look at this thing. We got something here from 1914, and I'm guessing it's a Model T, and I'm talking to the owner. Donnie, is it Donnie Meyer?
Donnie Meyer.
Donnie, where are you from?
Ripon.
Tell us what you brought with you today. Did you drive this all the way down from Ripon?
No, I trailered it over.
Okay, what have you got? What is it?
It's a 1914 Ford.
I'm looking at the sign that you've got in the window. As far as horsepower, this baby rates right up there, doesn't it?
20 horsepower.
20 horsepower. What did you all do with this thing, Donnie? Is this obviously all original, but did you find it like this?
Oh no, I started with the headlights and each piece came one at a time. Yeah. Assembled the whole thing after about 15 years of digging.
Wow. So you've had this at least 15 years?
Oh yeah, I had her about 20.
Well, as you can all hear, the thing is running, and it's just running like a clock. We've got about 4 cylinders in there, and you can listen to it. Like a fine Swiss watch, Donnie. What did you do with the motor?
Oh, I had the whole motor apart. I got new pistons, rings, and valve springs. Everything was redone.
Well, where do you find parts for an 80-year-old car?
Well, there's a lot of people that got complete catalog, some in Illinois, in Rockford, Illinois, and in New York. There's companies that just cater to these old cars.
No kidding. I see some kind of a, looks like a front-wheel drive on the right front. Is that correct?
No, that's a speedometer.
Oh, I see all that gearing deal. It looks like some kind of a chain drive. Tell us about the what appears to be candles lighting the way up in the front.
That's kerosene parking lights.
And that is actually a kerosene light with a wick and all?
That's kerosene operated.
Ah, man, all kinds of tricks, huh? You take this to a lot of shows?
Oh yeah, all over the country.
Yeah, well, it's a nice little rig. How many miles do you put on this thing in a year? Driving-wise, off and on the trailer, about one every show.
Yeah, probably that. But I put on probably 100, 150 every year, touring around the country.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah.
Well, it sure is a showstopper, and I'm sure you got your share of awards with this thing also. Donnie, thanks for the interview, thanks for the conversation, and a good safe trip back to Ripon for you.
Okay, thanks much.
You're welcome.
Thank you all.
Well, I've corralled a couple of spectators here. I don't know if they're old car owners or not, but we've been bumping into each other off and on during this show, and I'd like to meet some of these folks have come here to the Allenton Old Car Show. How about you? Let's start with the young lady on the end. Where are you from, and what's your name?
My name is Elaine, and I'm from Hubertus.
Okay. And you, sir?
Yeah, John, and from Hubertus.
John and Elaine. That sounds like a what the heck? How are you enjoying the car show today?
Very much. We have a car of our own that we're restoring right now, and so we're just looking at all the other cars.
Oh yeah, John. What kind of car have you got?
Well, it's a '54 Ford pickup, but so pickup trucks I'm particularly interested in. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's a little money, and that's why I guess we're waiting. But they're beautiful, and it's something to do, and it's just a great hobby.
Yeah, and today is a great day for a car show. Have you shown your car at all yet?
No, it's kind of together now. I belong to a club in Madison. I guess you got to belong to a club. You get a lot of information and a lot of help, and they're all nice people. Everybody's got the same interest, regardless of their age and what have you.
Well, that's the fun part about this thing. Everybody you talk to, everybody's so willing to talk and share secrets and
Sure they are.
and shortcuts and stuff like that. Elena, you're going to be able to drive that car when you get it all done?
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
Is that right, John?
Yeah, she'll do all right.
Okay. Hey, thanks for the little conversation, folks. Enjoy the show.
Thank you very much.
You're looking now at the front end of one of the rarest cars in the world, I guess. I'm only saying that because it's a 58 Ford, and wherever you go, it's so hard to find a 58 Ford. And this is the owner. Your name, sir? What and where are you from?
Pete Amon from Fillmore.
Fillmore. Well, that's not too far of a run, huh? Pete, am I right when I say that 58 Fords are hard to find? That you don't see them in very many car shows? Why the heck is that? Maybe I'm all wet, but tell me about it.
Basically, you might see some retractable hardtops, but that's about it.
Yeah, you don't see very many 58s.
Not these sedans or no.
Yeah, nothing. 58 convertible, hardtops, nothing. 4-doors, nothing. Where did you find this thing, and how long have you had it?
I've had it for several years. It came out of Cedarburg, believe it or not. So it's got 50,000 miles on original. It's a 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the column. So
okay. And this is the little custom, the
custom 300.
Would this be then the bottom of the line?
No, not. There was one under that yet.
Oh, I guess you're right. You've got a chrome strip here. I guess the one under that would have.
There was a business coupe that was cheaper than this yet.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
tell you what, this 58 survived quite well, unless you've done something to it. No, generally 58s, 57s just rusted like crazy.
No, this was in storage many years. The guy that I got it from had it for like 18 years. It was in a garage. It didn't. Just drove it every year, a couple of weekends. That was it.
So you didn't do much body work or any at all?
Body work I haven't touched yet. No, it's the way it came.
This is a pretty cheap hobby then for you.
Yeah, mechanically, I've done work on it, but. Not on the body. I haven't touched it yet.
Do you take it to a lot of shows?
Oh, periodically I'll take it. I drive it every week, so it's out on the road all the time. So in the summer.
Well, good. Make sure that this thing is kept up, and so that you know, the kids from now years that
Know
can
what a
see what a
58
58 looks like.
Yeah, right.
The only way you'd see what a 58 looks like is to go to the library and look it up, I suppose.
Yeah, most of them rusted out pretty bad, and there's not much left of them, I guess.
So take care of it. You aren't going to find anything in a boneyard anywhere.
No, it's hard.
All right. All right, Pete. It is Pete, isn't it?
Right.
Good. Thanks for the conversation, Pete, and nice talking to you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Sure.
So just a moment ago, we were talking to Pete Amon, and Pete, after we got off of camera, said he also had a red convertible, and it was parking right next to his 58 Ford. So now we're looking at the red convertible. Pete, tell the folks at home what the heck you've got here and how rare this thing is also.
Well, it's a 68 Montego MX convertible. There was only about 3,000 made originally for 68. It's got this original 302 engine in it yet. I've done some work on it. This one has been fixed up. Not totally stock anymore. So.
And it's made by Mercury, Montego, and it was made only those 2 years, 67, 68?
In the convertible, yes.
Yeah, and it's a bit larger than the Cougar of that same year?
Right, it's smaller than the Cyclone, but larger than the Cougar.
Well, I tell you what, you'd have to look at this a while to even recognize what this thing is. You don't see many of these either. You got a little propensity for owning rare vehicles?
I guess so. Yeah. Hard to find cars, yes.
What is that little Leinenkugel's beer can under the hood, on your coil? What the heck is that all about?
That was my son-in-law did that. So. It's been completely rebuilt. The engine, everything's been done on it. So.
Well, obviously that Leinenkugel's beer can isn't stock, huh?
No, that's part of it, I guess.
Yeah, good. Well, Pete, once again, thanks again, and take care of these cars because you aren't going to find any parts for them.
Yeah, you're right there. It's hard to find. Yeah.
Okay. And thanks for the conversation.
Sure, thanks. We'll see.
Yep. Well, take a look at this purple street rod, and we've got a gentleman named Dan Cocan. Dan, you came a long way for today's event, didn't you?
Yeah, about a mile and a half.
Yeah, about a mile and a half. Dan, you're from where?
Allenton, Wisconsin.
There you go. And we're, of course, at the Allenton Old Car Show. And what the heck have you got for us today? This is a cute little street rod.
Well, it's a 35 window coupe. It's chopped and channeled.
No, let's do this right.
Okay.
It's a 1930 5-window coupe, not a 35 window coupe.
Right.
Okay, good.
And it's chopped and channeled over the frame. It's a handmade frame. Probably around 70% of the parts on the frame are handmade, like the bat wings and your steering knuckles, your radius rods.
Just for the folks at home, when you say chopped and channeled, let's explain chopping, let's explain channeling.
Well, chopping, we took 3 5/8 inches out of this rough.
Mm-hmm. Right out of the center, I'm guessing?
Right.
Okay.
And then we channeled the body over the frame, about 3.5 inches.
That means the frame didn't move, the body just dropped down onto it.
Over it, right.
Okay.
And that's chopped and channeled. Okay. The roof was cloth, and we filled it in.
Okay. It's a beautiful outfit. What kind of motor have you got in this thing?
It's a 350 small block with a cam and a little work done to it.
Yeah. Well, is there any kind of a hood deal for it?
No. You would have to make one because the frame is stretched. When we built the frame, we stretched it so there's more room. So you just have to make a hood if you decide to put one on.
Okay. And the body itself, it sounds like since you chopped it, it must be all steel.
Yeah, it's a steel body.
Where did you find something like that?
82nd Burleigh in Milwaukee in a guy's garage.
Really? And there it was, probably all pretty well pitted up, rusted?
Yeah, he bought it years ago and he just never did nothing with it. And somebody was driving down the alley and they seen it and they mentioned it to me and I went by his house and bought it.
No kidding. And of course had no paint on it anymore?
No.
It's amazing you stumble into something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you turned it into a Swan. It's a beautiful car. And well, thanks for the interview, Dan.
Thanks again.
Okay, good. If you folks had watched last year, we interviewed a gentleman named Bob Slavens, and we have him back again this year. Bob, how are you?
Fine.
And Bob, where are you from, Bob?
We're from Milwaukee.
Okay, and once again, your club featured a certain vehicle, and you've got quite a few of them here today. What is the name of your club?
So the Bruton Cruisers Mercury Car Club out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, and I see we've got a regular Mercury parking lot here, and Ralph here is going to take a picture of what we've got. Bob, as we're going down the line, maybe you could could introduce the cars and the owners.
The first Mercury there is a 1951 Mercury convertible, Bob Mert from Waukesha. It's been completely restored and customized. Bob owns a body shop and has done all the work himself. It is an original started life as a 51 that was totally rusted from the chrome stripped down. So all the body work has been reconstructed from what was originally a car.
Okay, and I see it says 50 Merc, Bob. That might be a slight little correction. You said 51.
It has 50 rear quarters on the car.
Yeah.
It originally was titled as a 51, so it's kind of a fooler.
Yeah, okay. Explain that deal about the posters that are in the front. Are those original posters or what?
Those are Bob got at a car show where a gentleman went around and took pictures of the car and imposes the picture on a different background.
I see.
So it appears that the one on the left, Bob's car is sitting in front of the pyramids.
Good. It looks kind of cute. Let's go on to the next one, in the Java Win. Okay, Bob. What Java Win 1949 Mercury?
Yes, sir. It's a 1949 Mercury Coupe that originally was from California. Been brought to Wisconsin in 1980. We've owned the car since 1984.
Oh, and this one would be yours, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Corvette engine, a few custom touches on the car. Otherwise, it's pretty much the way it was stock.
Good, good. And once again, it also was featured in a Hollywood movie, the what was
Mommy
it?
Dearest.
That was it.
Yes.
Okay, good, good. And I never did rent that movie to see it in there. I told you last year I was going to rent it, but well, maybe this year.
You have to look fast.
Okay, and then the next one we've got
is a 1950 Mercury Coupe, owned by Ron and Casey Presshot from Saukville. It also is a mile custom, original flathead engine, has a DeSoto grill, Lincoln taillights. A lot of the chrome's been removed, louvers put in the hood, and interior redone.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like you said soda, but I'm sure you said DeSoto. DeSoto. And where the heck do you find DeSoto grills? What, about 56, 57 DeSoto?
55.
55 DeSoto. Where do you find parts like that, huh?
You scrounge junkyards.
Yes. Okay, and now let's see what the last one is. A shiny wine-colored vehicle that is probably our last entry of the day. Did you bring four
of us
Mercs?
came, yes.
Okay.
Yes, four.
Okay.
1951 Mercury Coupe owned by Mike and Joanne Schmela from Jackson. I'm sorry, I forgot where.
Right.
The car is completely redone. Few custom accessories from the 50s, the sun visor, the 51 skirts, fog lights, fully equipped 3-speed flathead with overdrive.
Good, good. It's always fun to look at these cars. And Bob, welcome once again, or welcome back to Allenton Old Car Show. And I'm guessing you just brought the 4, right?
Yes, sir.
How many are in your club?
We have 30 members.
And you all have Mercuries?
All have 49, 50, and 51 Mercuries.
Is that something, huh? Now, if anybody's watching this tape and would like to get into your club, maybe you could maybe do some free advertising. Where can they get a hold of you to join up?
I'm in the phone book, in the Milwaukee phone book.
And the name once again?
Slavins. Bob
Okay.
Slavins.
And 49, 50, 51 is all you need? What can it do?
$12 a year. It includes a monthly newsletter, and it's a fun club. We don't try and make money. We just enjoy our Mercuries.
Good, good, good. How did you like that song, Crazy About a Mercury?
That's our theme song.
Yeah. Well, Bob, nice talking to you again. Hope to see you again next year.
You will. Thank you.
Folks, this is one of the rarest cars that we've got here at the Allenton Old Car Show, and I'm standing here with Don Blaha. Don, tell us what you've got here today.
It's a 54 Corvette that I've owned since 57, and I don't drive it very often, mostly in storage because I got other toys to play with.
Well, I'll say, if you don't remember, folks, last year Don was here with a
41 Ford half-ton pickup.
It was a 41 Ford half-ton pickup, and it was about this high, if I remember, Don.
It chopped 6 inches and dropped 4 inches.
Oh yeah. And you're doing some work with that now, are you?
Complete cosmetics.
Well, explain a little bit about this. This thing says all original. It looks like you haven't touched it a bit, huh?
Yeah, it's been this way since I've owned it. Only thing I've done is got the seats reupholstered, put tires on it, and exhaust system on it.
And of course, no body work, no paint. But as you can see, you have this thing is immaculate. How many miles do you put on this in a year?
This is the third time it's been out in 12 years.
Did you hear that? It's been out 3 times in 12 years. I'll tell you what, this thing is amazing.
That it's got 40,000 miles on it. It's got, by the steering wheel, it's getting partially worn and get weather beaten. Top hasn't been off the car since I've owned it. 37 years. There's a convertible top underneath the back.
No kidding.
Back here.
And you never had the top off, so you've never had the convertible top up.
Nope.
Did you buy this brand new?
No, it was 57.
Oh, okay.
It was 3 years old.
So you'd be the second owner of it?
Third.
Even the third, huh? I'm guessing, though, when you saw this, Don, you've hung on to the disc long.
I cased it for 6 months.
You must have known it was going to be worth money at some time, or
not really.
Huh?
Not really. I just bought it because I thought they were nice. My brother had a 55, and I said, well, I got to get a Corvette too. So I bought the 54, and I held on to mine. And my brother sold his 10 years ago. He sold it for $1,300.
Oh no!
The fellow that bought it drove it 100,000 miles and sold it for $17,000.
Yeah. See, how's your brother feel about that?
Just a car.
Yeah, just a car. Tell me, Don, did you drive it here?
Oh, sure.
And where are you from?
Waukesha.
Okay. Oh, nice day for a drive. Don, thanks for the conversation. This car is amazing, and I'm guessing we'll probably see you again next year with something else again.
Look forward to 41, man.
Okay, good. Hey, thanks, Don.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do a quick pan here of some of the cars brought here by the Waukesha Car Club. You can see they're very well maintained, highly polished, lots of chrome, a number of different years. They come here to the Allenton Old Car Show every year. I couldn't get anybody to talk this year. They were on camera last year, but I would just like to show their cars again because they are pretty nice looking. We're looking at another unusual vehicle, another rare vehicle. It's a 1952 Hudson, a Hudson Hornet, and this car is all original. It has a unusual engine, and we're going to see that in a moment. The owner isn't available, but he has left the hood open for us to take a look at his original 308 cubic inch flathead engine with twin H-powered, twin carburetors, and you can see the unusual arrangement here. It looks like a couple of 2 barrels, possibly even a 1 barrel on each. But I wanted to show you this kind of fueled engine because it's unusual. Now we're at the far end of the Allenton Old Car Show, and I'm standing here with a gentleman named Lee and his vehicle. It's a 55 Chevy Nomad. Lee, where are you from?
We're from Brookfield, and actually it's not a Nomad, it's a 55 two-door wagon.
Oh, really?
But it's a usual mistake, so don't feel bad about it.
Well, here I am thinking I'm pretty smart and I know my cars, but tell me for my own benefit and everybody else's, what's the difference between a Nomad and a two-door wagon?
Well, they actually made more Nomads than they did these. These were sold for about $1,550, and a Nomad's got a little different shape to the back tailgate.
Really? It had the grill work and stuff in it, or what?
The basic grill and the body style's the same. There's more chrome on a Nomad because it was a deluxe car. Okay.
So, and the unusual thing about this vehicle is that it's a station wagon, two-door station wagon.
Right, that's correct.
And of course, even to this day, station wagons have 4 doors. But tell me, then, Lee, where did you get this vehicle, and what have you all done with it?
I bought it out in Oklahoma about 10 years ago, and we drove it all the time. My son took it apart last December, and he painted it, and we put a digital dash and new air conditioning and new engine transmission in it. It's my wife's car, actually. We just did it for her. It's a family truckster, if you will.
And it served itself well. It worked then, it works now, and besides that, you can take it to car shows.
It's fun.
Yeah.
If I had a new car, you wouldn't be talking to me.
That's right. And if I didn't have this microphone, I guess I wouldn't be talking to you either.
That may be true.
That's one of the best parts about having this job, Lee, is that I can talk to everybody that's here, and they're willing to talk to me. Heck, if I didn't have this, they'd say, hit the road, buddy. But actually, no, I'm telling you, that's what the fun is. That most people want to talk about their vehicles, and this is a cute one. What about the bumper? You didn't want to mask that off, or
It's kind of a frugal thing. It's cheaper to paint than it is to have it chromed, okay? So paint is good.
Yeah.
And it's different, just to make it a little different. Yet, most of the new cars are all wind tunnel effects, and you get tired of looking at something that didn't have any real design to it, okay? I mean, we're not going to go into super speedway or nothing, so I like something that's from the past.
Is this the original engine, the 260? Oh,
it's a 66 Chevy engine in there, and
you stuck a 327 in there, right?
Right. Originally had a 265, which we never got. Okay, that was out of here before we got it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, and did you drive the vehicle here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. We drove it home from Oklahoma, and 10 years ago, and we've been driving ever since. We just got it back together and did a little update on it.
Well, I'm guessing, Lee, you're going to keep this for another 10 years at least, huh?
It's her car.
That's right. When I asked and I talked to the owner, they both pointed at each other. So I guess you lost that
It's a
battle.
family project. We have fun with it.
Good. Hey, thanks for talking to me,
thank
Lee,
you.
and
You have a good day.
Welcome. Maybe see you again next year, right?
Well, could be.
Good. This time we're looking at a Willys, and if you folks don't remember Willys, they used to make those back in the 30s. And I'm here with the owner. His name apparently is Stan. Stan, what's the last name?
Ewart.
And Stan, where are you from?
Hartford.
Hartford. Well, I guess you didn't have very far to go either, huh?
No, I won't get a long distance award for that.
Tell us, it's a 1933 Willys, and how long did Willys make a vehicle?
That, I think, till the war, and then when the war started, then they started making Jeeps for the war
that's
effort.
right. Okay, good. Well, tell us about this particular one, this 1933 that you've got.
It's basically, I bought a body out of Florida, and then I just we built everything from nothing. Just built a frame, narrowed the rear end, everything. It was a real popular drag strip car
in
the 50s and 60s. So when I built the car, I built it so it resembled a drag strip style.
Oh, okay. So what we're looking at here with the scoop, you don't have the 1,000 horsepower engine underneath that then?
No, it's not 1,000 horse.
Oh, how much have you got there?
Oh, probably over 300.
Okay. And you said you bought the body out of Florida. Is this a fiberglass body then?
Yes.
And you built your own frame?
Mm-hmm.
How do you have so much experience, or how do you know about how to do that? Does that come in?
I've worked on the cars a lot, and then I used to help a guy that ran like a dirt sprint car and stuff, so picked up a lot of the knowledge from him and stuff.
Okay.
So it took a few years, but
I see that the 33 then has the doors operating in the normal fashion. Generally, if it were a Ford or Chevy, I think they'd be reversed, wouldn't they?
yeah, they did have suicide doors for that year.
It's interesting to note that almost every vehicle, the Plymouth, the Chevy, the Ford, and Willys in those particular years had the same body style as if they came out of the same mold. Do you know anything about that?
No, not really. Just I don't know what the technology was back then, or the engineering. So, but they all have their little distinct features. Like the Willys has the back where the spare tire was.
Oh, sure.
There's a big indentation in the back just below the trunk lid. So.
Now, since you built this all by yourself, actually,
I've had friends, help me and stuff.
But the point is, the thing I'm trying to get at here is that you built this from fiberglass and from all kinds of kits and made the frame and all that. Now, then, you had to title that as a, I'm guessing 1992, 93 something?
No, this has an original title with it yet.
You could title it as a 33 Willys? How could you do that?
I had an original title that I got from somebody, and then I just transferred the numbers and stuff onto the car.
Really?
So.
Okay. I was trying to get that clear because it was explained to me earlier that if you actually built something yourself, you had to title it as the year it was completed, but if you had the frame or something from the original, you could get by with the original year.
Yeah, they had difficulty with that with the motor vehicle department, and I think it was called like Transfer 305. It's a motor vehicle law that they were. Anyway, people were saying that if we titled the car as a 1993-94 reconstructed car, if something happened to the automobile where it was stolen or something, what would you look for? You tell the guy, I've got a 1994 reconstructed, there's no identification to that title, to the car, so you wouldn't know what to look for. So I know the motor vehicle department, they've worked together with some of the people from the street rod associations, and they're trying to work out a way that they could clarify all that. So I don't know at what point they are yet on that, but
Well, see, the one other major feature is that if you could title it as a 1933 Willys or vehicle of any kind, you know, Ford, Chevy, whatever the heck it was, because you have some original part, the frame generally, you wouldn't have to meet today's engine requirements, i.e. the emission test, the catalytic converter. But if you built it from scratch, built your frame, then you have to do that. It seems so controversial.
Yeah, I know. I just, like I said, I don't know how or what the state or motor vehicle department has done yet. I just know that they were working on it with other people to kind of compromise because, you know, the cars are not driven, you know, constantly every day, you know, so it's more of a recreational type thing. So.
Yeah. Well, Stan, I appreciate the little insight and the little conversation. I do like your little car, and best of luck to you and on all the shows that you have in the attempt.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, folks, take a look at a car owned by Jim Olson from Lake Mills, Wisconsin. Jim's not available, but I'll do a little voiceover on this one as Ralph is panning the vehicle. It's a 1950 Mercury Custom. It's a coupe. It's obviously been chopped a couple inches. It's been lowered. Lakes pipes on the sides, a cute little orange paint job, orange-red paint job. The trick item in this vehicle is the fuel induction system. There's 4 Weber carburetors on a Ingalese induction system. It's a custom owner-built intake apparently, and just an interesting looking setup for this 1950 Mercury. Okay, looks like we're sitting in front of, I'm guessing a 65 Chevelle or so.
Yep.
And I'm talking here with the owner, Steve. Steve, what's your last name? Where are you from?
Matt, right?
That's right. I'm talking here with Steve and Matt. You happen to be Matt. Steve's behind me. Steve is going to tell us about his car. Matt, what have you got?
A 1965 Chevelle Malibu.
Okay, and the interesting part is you've got something done with the engine here?
The engine's all custom, all polished aluminum intake, stainless steel firewall.
Okay. The size and the horsepower?
327, about 325 horse.
Okay. Okay. Pretty much fun?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Fun.
Good. And did you say where you're from?
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac. Okay. A member of a club up there?
Fondy Vintage Auto.
Good. Good. You get into that street rod meeting that they always have every year?
Yep.
That's coming up pretty soon, isn't it?
Labor Day weekend.
All right. Good. Thanks. Now, let's go to the next car. I'm looking for, this would be Steve now, right? Steve?
Yep.
Okay. Steve, what's your last name?
McKessie from Fond du Lac also.
All right, and also a member of the club?
No, I'm not.
Get busy.
No, I'm lone wolf. Yeah. All by myself.
You've got I don't know what the heck color that is, but I don't know, what the heck color is that?
It's a purple velvet.
Wow. And it's a 56?
56 Chevy, 210 hardtop.
Okay. I see you got a stripe missing, or a chrome strip missing.
No, I customized that. Me and the gentleman that painted the car come up with the idea of the one stripe down the side of the car.
Well, I'm just saying that you took that one strip off to make it totally,
for custom looking.
For a long time, I was looking at this and I was trying to make it a 57, but I just couldn't. It has that 57 look to it.
Yep, you betcha.
Okay, now Steve, tell us what kind of stuff you've done with your motor while we're looking at it.
It's also a 327 as Matt's is. Basically a stock motor, other than some chrome goodies, a polished intake, and a set of headers.
And you both have blowers on your vehicles, and you can get enough air with the hood down and all with them?
All that is actually is a good looking air cleaner.
Well, you're right. That is not a blower. It does look like a blower. Does that even open up?
Oh, sure. Yep. You betcha.
Now that I look, I don't see the pulleys and all the fan bells for that.
Yep. All the hardware is in there. Just all for looks.
Nice trick, guys?
Not bad.
Well, welcome once again to the Allenton Old Car Show. Have you ever been here before?
Oh yeah. This is my third year with the car. Third year here, I should say. Second year with the car.
Do you get this? Can you take this into the Fond du Lac Street Rod show that they have in?
Yep. The Fond du Lac show is 64 and older.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Oh, so you fit.
Yep.
All right.
Betcha.
Good. That's always a good show too.
Excellent time.
Yeah.
And this also.
Hey, good. Hey, and guys, thanks for the little conversation, and we'll probably be looking for you up in Fond du Lac.
Good. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. This is a vehicle owned by Tim Lovingfoss, or Fuss. I'm reading off the vehicle identification. Tim is not here at the moment, but I thought you folks might be interested in something like this. It's a 1923 T-Bucket. The engine is a 350 with 671 blower. I'm reading the stuff off the card now. A hipster transmission, 9-inch 488 rear end with a 250 HP nitrous, probably something to do with the blower. But you can see the difference between this blower and the two make-believe blowers on those other vehicles that we just looked at. Also, a very well put together vehicle that we have here.
First race in the class.
We're looking at the flea market area of the Allenton Old Car Show. And there's a number of acres devoted here for folks who come in and vend a number of different items, some of their crafts, plants, any and assorted old car parts and supplies, a swap meet. All kinds of things happen here at the Allenton Old Car Show. You can see how many folks are in here. We are at about 4 o'clock. A number of people have already left, but there's a lot of activity here every year at the Allenton Old Car Show, put on by the Allenton Lions Club. Well, there you have it, folks. This is the wrap-up of the 12th Annual Old Car Show here in Allenton, Wisconsin, put on by the Allenton Lions Club. And I'm standing here with the winner, the Best of Show Award winner, Phil Matt Miller. And this is the outgoing president, Ralph, last name, please?
Yes.
Ralph Bates. Ralph, I believe you have something to present to Phil here.
Well, Phil, in behalf of the Allenton Lion Club and all the people affiliated with it, I'd like to present you with the Best of Show. It's an honor. Thank you. Hope to see you next year.
I will. I'll be here.
And once again, Phil, your vehicle, and if you could show that to the folks at home, put that up straight up in the air. Your vehicle was a
29 Ford Roadster.
29 Ford Roadster, and we did interview you earlier. Yeah. I believe I can't remember the color though.
It was a red Roadster.
Well, apparently you were the favorite. You got the most votes, the best of show, and congratulations to you, Phil. I guess you'll be back again next year.
Yes, I'll be back next year again.
Good. Thank you. Just a minute.
Congratulations again.
Yeah.
And Ralph, once again, you're the outgoing president.
Well, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I'm just proxy here today.
Good, good. Well, I was looking for somebody to wrap this up, and you were gracious enough to join us. Your club has done a wonderful job again this year. You've attracted a good crowd. You've attracted a lot of cars, and it's always a pleasure to be here in Allenton. And next year, I'm sure you'll be you'll be right here again. How many folks? How many Allenton Lions people help put on this event?
Oh, I'm just guessing we got about 55. That's it.
And wives included?
And no. 55 members.
55 members, plus the wives.
Plus the wives, correct. But they're all workers.
Right, and we did look at the flea market that you had, and I believe in the building behind us there's toys and games and that kind of stuff.
It's the toy tractor and truck. That's our third year, and it's just 2 months ago it was sold out.
Ah, good.
It's
good. You folks are doing a wonderful job here, and of course all your proceeds are going to community involvement in that. But it's the 12th Annual Old Car Show.
That's right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. My name is Jim German. This has been another production for the West Bend Community Cable, and this was the Allenton Old Car Show, the 12th Annual. Thank you for watching, and so long, everybody.
See you next year.
See you next year, then.
Good.
Thank you.